All right, welcome back to the channel. It is auction day. I was over here at the shop as usual getting it set up so Jen can open here in a couple minutes. But right now, I'm getting ready to head to the auction. Come with me, hopefully we'll find some treasures and let's have some fun. All right, so I made it to the auction and it's kind of sketchy with the parking here because this ground is wet. It rained a lot yesterday. And of course there's a lot of mud trying to get in here. And I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like some people have gotten a little bit stuck. But anyways, I am here now. The house is up top the hill there. So I'm gonna walk up there and hopefully we'll find a couple of great treasures. Let me lock my car and we'll go on up. All right, so the auction hasn't started quite yet, but there's a couple of pieces that I want to show you before they get started. First is this right here. It's dirty, it's nasty, but that is a fun bench. You can see the way it's got the curve on the edge there, and then the sides down here have a little bit of curve there as well. Anyways, it's dirty. It probably needs sanded down and repainted, but that could be an absolutely beautiful bench. We'll see what that goes for. I also have this one here, which is kind of beat up. Also, there underneath the tent here is a fun chair. I love chippy chairs. I doubt I'll be able to get it, but it is a really fun chair here. I love it. It's got the little metal pieces here for support, but I just think that's a really, really fun chair. We'll see what that goes for. Anyways, let's see what else we can find. All right, the auction's over. I got some pretty good stuff. Paid a little more than I wanted for some items. I'll tell you about that. Now I'm heading out to the car. You can see it's way down there. So I'm gonna see if I can sneak around to that side. There's some cars in the way, but I'm hoping I can sneak all the way up there because I did get a couple pieces of furniture, not huge stuff, but stuff that I don't wanna carry down a hill all this way. The rain came in last night, which makes all this muddy. So it's a little bit more tricky trying to get it out. But anyways, I'm gonna go to the car. I'm gonna load up and head home. Pretty good auction. I missed out on a few things, but I got some really good things too, so I can't complain. All right, check back with you in a second. All right, it's the next week, and I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I picked up at the auction. But before I do that, Jen is gonna tell you a little bit about what she's planning to do in the booth this week.
Just this week, or? Oh boy.
Well, we just moved in this piece here, which is the top of a Hoosier cabinet. Believe it or not, I picked this up beside the road. There was also a base to it, but it had the metal flour sifter, and you know, you can see where this is the bread door that would go down there. So anyways, we're gonna use it here for staging, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. A nice spring touch with the pop of green. I'm excited about it. Jason's not sold on the idea, but I think I can convince him.
I think she'll do all right. There was actually an amazing mid-century modern ironing board that was this, what color green would you call it?
It was avocado green.
Avocado green. It was terrible and beautiful all at the same time, but unfortunately somebody else grabbed it before we did, so yeah. Anyhow, this piece right here has sold, this red hutch. So I'm thinking that, are we gonna do this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we're gonna take that and move it up to the sold section. And then I picked up a piece at the auction, which I will show you in just a second, that will be taking its place, right?
Yes.
So she's gonna be working on that, rearranging the booth here. And then I'm gonna go show you the stuff that I got at the auction. And then I have several packages to ship on eBay. So let's go see what we got. All right, so the hutch that's gonna take the place of that red cabinet over there is this one here. I think it's a pretty nice, I would call it primitive or country style. But I ended up picking this thing up for 25 bucks at the auction plus commission, which, I mean, you can't hardly go bad. It's got, I think, 2 shelves in there. I haven't put them on there yet. I wrapped it up with that non-stick, which, by the way, this stuff is amazing. If you buy or sell much with furniture, get that stuff. I get it at the dollar store. It comes in little wrap things from the dollar store, and it is super handy. I keep one in each of the vehicles and one here at the shop because that's super helpful. It's not sticky, but it'll hold doors closed and glass together on these pieces. Anyway, so I got that for 25 bucks. I don't like buying rockers. They don't sell super well. They're hard to stage because, you know, they take up space and they rock. But it went for $5, so I couldn't pass that up. Let's see what else I got. Oh, this is one of my favorite things from the auction was this typewriter. And interesting story about this, I had won it for like $5. You know, it sold for $5, but there was a question whether it was supposed to be run at the auction or not. And since one of the other people had a question about it, they redid the sale of it and somebody else bid higher on it. So I ended up getting it for 25, which I still think is a fantastic deal. I don't know what we'll get for it, but we're gonna clean it up. And I think online, this will probably sell for $100 plus. I don't know for sure, but I think I'll get $100 plus for that. Also picked up a couple of brass lamps. There's actually a third one. Where is the third one? Hey, do you know where the third lamp is? Oh, it's down here, never mind. I found it. So, brass base, nothing super special about these, but I think I got them for like $5 or $7.50, somewhere in that range. So I figured for that, having brass lamps, clean those up a little bit. I mean, these got the little marble bottoms to them. So for $5, I think that was a great deal. These here, I'm not sure about. I love them. I think they're really fun. I think green is coming back. Enamelware. I think these are gonna be really popular. I think these are gonna catch people's eye and they'll be fun to have in the shop. I'm not sure if I'll make any money. I paid $30 for them, plus commission. So I have like $33 into these. And they're really cool, they're fun. It's a neat set, but I don't know if I'll make any money on that. So this one's a maybe. I hope I do. I hope it turns out really good, but I'm not sure about that. Also got this bench here, which I pointed out as I was at the auction, thought it was really cool. I ended up getting it for $45, which in the shape that it's in, I mean, it needs cleaned up and it's weird, but I think I could just turn it around right now and sell it for 50 or 60 pretty easy. I think if we clean it up and we stage it right, I think we could get 100 plus, maybe 125 for that. So I think that was a good purchase, but I'm glad to have it in the shop. Sometimes It's good to have things in the shop, even if they're not going to make a ton of money. They're really fun. So somebody can come and see something that really, you know, they connect with. And so I think having an old bench like that, some of our customers are going to love it. And so having that here is going to be a good thing, even if it's not like this super 10 times your money. It'll be a good purchase to have in the shop. So I spent $45 plus commission on that. Also got a box of hymnals. These were towards the end of the auction. I got it for like $5. Just some old hymn books. So nothing super special about them. I mean, they're fun, but Pearls of Paradise. I guess the auction, the gentleman whose estate it was a pastor, but they also said he was, like he did, you know, he sold stuff too. So anyways, got a box of hymnals. Got some kids books. What happened to the kids books? Did you already put those out? Ah, I'm blind. Here they are. Okay, so this is a box of kids books. And the reason this is cool, I have a little story to tell. Story time. The books went pretty expensive at this auction. Like typically old books, I'll get them for $5. You know, a couple boxes might sell for, you know, $10 or $20 because there's a specific book. At an auction where there are like some really great books, they'll go for $70, $80. But this auction was a little different. There were a couple of people who really wanted some of the books there. And one box sold for 100 plus, and then they did another box, it sold for like 70. Then another box sold for 40 or 50. Anyways, it came down, there were 6 boxes left. And a lot of times, you know, they'll either do them all together or they'll just go cheap. Well, they went to 20 bucks and the person took all the 6 boxes of books, which is usually a pretty high number. Well, anyway, I had pulled out some books. I think I showed you in the clip earlier. I was looking at some children's books, and those were the ones I wanted. So I brought those books out for them to run. The person who bought the last of the books, they didn't want the kids' books. So they literally gave me those books. So I felt bad at first because like, well, I didn't get any of these books. Somebody paid too much. And then flip it around, I got the books I wanted, at least some of them, for free. I offered to pay because I told them, I said, you know, I might be reselling these. So, you know, I offered to pay them. They said, no, you're good. So I ended up getting the box of books that I really wanted. I mean, I wanted some others too, but the box of books I really wanted for free, which is just fantastic. Speaking of books, I also got a treasure here. I've never seen one quite like this. I don't know the history on it, but I'm assuming this is a raised print. I tried to look up some of it. A raised print primer. Has it written here, I don't know if you can see that, but it says primer, and it's got raised print primer. So I'm thinking this is pre-braille, which makes this 1800s maybe, but it has the alphabet, it's raised. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'm not sure how well it'll show the you know, the depth of that, but these are raised. So when you run your finger across them, you can feel them. And it's like a little book, you know, og, dog, M, so on. Tom is trying to run a pin into me. Mary, do not let him run the pin into me, etc. So it's all raised. Like somebody who has visual impairment can run their finger and learn how to read and read these books. Anyways, very cool. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that at an auction before. So that was really fun. And I made a mistake on this box. I mean, I think it'll turn out, but I made a mistake. So this box has a cool amber jar on it. It's not really labeled, but amber jars can be collectible. In fact, the gentleman at the auction, he left before they ran this, but I think he was interested in buying it. He's a regular at our shop, and so I think he might come in and buy this. I don't know. But it's an amber jar, so I wanted this. It also has a couple of fun old, really old, because you can see the imperfections in the glass right here. These old mason jars. So these are really nice, really old jars. They're not ball. This one's woodberry, so they're not ball jars. It does have a couple. I think these smaller ones are ball jars. Yeah, these are ball jars, and they're also older. But I think this is a good box. But what happened, he was doing it, and I thought for sure this was going to go way higher than I could afford, and I had set in my mind I'm going to pay 40 bucks for it. Well, it got to 40, and I thought, okay, I'll go to 45. So I did 45, and the auctioneer, I thought, you know, anybody else, you know, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, you know, nobody was doing 50, so 45, 45, and I thought he was going to say sold, so I took my card out to show him my number. Well, just as I did that, somebody bid 50, he saw my card and did 55, so I ended up paying $10 more on this box than I had intended, and then you add commission to that, so I have about $60 in that box. Now, those jars are good jars. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose any money on this, But at 45, that's a great deal because, you know, if I can make $80 or $100 out of that box, that's great. But at $55 plus commission, I still make money, but if I only get $80 out of it, I've only made 20 bucks off of a whole box, which is good. I'll take that. I'm not complaining. But, you know, if I have to sit on these 6 months to get my $20, it really wasn't that great of a deal. Anyways, I didn't mind. I still think it's great. I hope that the gentleman who always comes into the shop looking for stuff, who's looking at that jar, hopefully he'll come in and buy that. And he'll be happy, and I'll be happy, make some money. But I thought that was kind of funny that I thought I was going to get 45, and I put my card up and ended up doing 55. Anyways, anything else you want to add, Jen? What?
You talked down on that bench.
Hold on, Jen has something to say about it.
The bench might go home if I can find a spot. He doesn't think it's that special, but I think it's pretty amazing. So somebody come buy it before I take it home.
Yeah, I paid 45 plus commission, which it's a good price for it. But if I have to take it home, I don't want to spend $50 on a bench. But I guess that's a good price because if I was to go buy one, obviously I'd have to pay $80 to $100 at least for something like that. Anyways, this is not auction related, but I thought I'd show you. One of our vendors here does some amazing creations around the holidays. So at Christmas, he makes Christmas trees. But for Easter and the spring season, he made planter toolboxes. So he makes these wood toolboxes, and then he puts these like plastic trays in them so that you can put your plants. Like this one has some fake plants so you can see what it would look like. And he did that, and then he also made these little stands here, these little like benches that are planters. They also have the plastic little things on them. And he does such an amazing job. He doesn't charge near enough, but it's like 15 bucks. I mean, the wood, with the price of wood, as expensive it is, these are only 15 bucks a piece. And then these bigger toolbox planters are only 20 bucks a piece. Anyway, so I thought those were pretty cool. It's a fun spring thing. Anyhow, I've been rambling long enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining with us. Thanks for supporting the shop. We do appreciate it. Anything else you want to tell them before we go? You sure?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Y'all take care now. Bye.